Okay, we are shooting a Q&A, finally. The highly anticipated, long-awaited Q&A. You guys have been great at sending in questions, so many questions, actually. I'm overdue for doing a Q&A. I'm excited. I was like, there's no way I can have my first day back and not shoot something. Okay, I am back from vacation. Feels good to be back. I had an amazing vacay and I'm back to work. It's a Monday and I could not go a day without filming my first day back. So I decided to film an updated Q&A video because I've been promising that I'm going to do this for you guys, and I've been asking you for questions and you guys have been so great at commenting and asking questions. So I owe you a Q&A. It's time. It is time. The time is now and it's happening. We are doing this right now. Just a couple things. Don't forget to turn your notifications on so that you guys aren't missing any of my content. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. I am answering questions that have come through both on YouTube and on Instagram. If you guys want to get a hold of me, Instagram is hands down the best way. I read all my DMs, I promise, I really do. So the first question comes through from YouTube. This is from Myra Ventura, who says, I recently found your channel and I love it. I love your videos, so inspiring. I actually want to be an interior designer. I just graduated high school. Cool, very cool. I'm happy you feel inspired. She asks, what are all the steps you did or all the steps that I need to be an interior designer? What time do you work and when do you finish, or do you work all day? And also, you work so hard, do you have any free time for you? Okay, I'm gonna answer this question because I feel like so many of you guys have been asking me how to become an interior designer, what courses you should take, what's the path to get there. And there's a very simple answer to that. If you want to be an interior designer, just go to interior design school and then get a job at an interior design firm. It's really not hard. It's not hard to get into an interior design school. You basically just enroll. I would highly recommend doing a degree in interior design. That's a requirement by most interior design firms now. You can get a diploma if you want, but if you go to an interior design specific school or into an interior design training program, you will get everything that you need to start off in the field. I hope that answers your guys' questions because I do get that question a lot. And she asks, what time do I start work and when do I finish? Because I own my own business, honestly, I'm working all the time, 24/7. I'm usually in the office not earlier than 9 and I don't usually stay past 6, but I'm in and out and taking care of different things like marketing and business development and client relations and my personal brand, this YouTube channel. So I work all the time. Okay, I have a question that came through from I am Ghislaine, I believe. This is a question on Instagram. And she asks, I don't know how you can work so hard with your business and find time to stay healthy. Need you to share tips on how you eat and exercise, please. Cool. Well, thank you for the compliment. I will say I'm very lucky. I have really good genes. I was super athletic growing up. I definitely don't work out as much as I would love to. In my mind, I'm the type of person that works out like 4 or 5 times a week. Really, right now, realistically, it's probably twice a week, but I would really love to change that. I do, though, eat really well. I would say. I eat a lot of salads, I eat a lot of fruit. I recently just went vegan, which I'm really excited about. I was a raw foodie after university for about 2 years and loved it, but there's so much prep and being a raw foodie is very expensive, so I kind of fell off that wagon. But I've always eaten really well, so that's probably a big contributor to me staying fit. But working out and getting to the gym or being active is super important to me. Okay, I have another really great question from, this again comes on Instagram, and this is from Maribmar. I hope I'm not saying that right, but she asks, what's the one thing you regret from college that you wish you could do over? The one thing I regret from college is I wish I had actually lived on campus, because I didn't party enough, like nowhere near enough. My family had just moved to Vancouver from Kelowna, so I lived at home with my mom. We were in North Vancouver, and I commuted from North Vancouver over to UBC every day, and I just feel like I missed out on so many parties and so much socialization and meeting people because I wasn't living on campus. So if I had to do it again, I would definitely live in a dorm, and I'd be throwing a lot of parties. Oh, there's a lot of good questions here. Okay, I have another question that just came through on Instagram. This is by Allison Suzanne, who asks, I was just catching up on your A Day in the Life vids, and I do have a question. Did you have as much passion and drive when you worked for someone else before starting your own business? Thanks in advance. You know, I'd like to say yeah, I did have just as much passion and drive. I have always been one who believes in making every opportunity count and making the most of everything that you do. So as an example, when I started my business, it was pretty much right after school. I burnt myself out really quickly. It was after about a year of being on my own, and I decided I needed to take a breather. So I took a really corporate job with a company called Stantec Consulting. They do architecture and engineering, and they have an interior design department. I think they've got like 10,000 employees in Canada and in the US, and the Vancouver office has about 400 employees, or had 400 employees at the time. So extremely corporate. I had a cubicle. I was in one department. I hated probably the first 2 weeks of it because I was working out of a cubicle. But as I started to settle in, there was so much to learn and so many great people to meet. And I got to work on some really cool projects. And I grew really fast in the year and a half that I was there. I eventually ended up leaving to go back out on my own because I knew that's what I always wanted to do. But I would say for sure I'm definitely like a passionate person and a driven person, and if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it because I'm passionate and driven to do it. Otherwise I just wouldn't commit to it. So if you have a job and you're not loving it, it might be time to switch jobs. I hope that helps. Oh, this is a good question. This comes from Vagabond003, and this came through on Instagram. They ask, what is your background and are there babies in your future? My background is German Chinese. My mom is Chinese, my dad is German, and there are definitely babies in my future. I just don't know when. I've got another question. So this question comes from N. Lewis. This is from YouTube. So this is in regards to one of my recent videos. And she said, you mentioned at the end of the video that you have to be a business person to run your own design business. But as designers, of course, we love to design and create. So how can a designer transition into having their own design business so that they can work for themselves? Okay, I think that's a great question, because my answer to that would be there's no right path for any one person. You kind of have to carve that out for yourself. But when I made that comment, because I would make it again, what I meant was, in order to really grow a business, you have to be a great business person. And it's a different thing when you're a designer and you go out on your own and you are now freelancing and you're a freelance designer, rather than having a business and having employees and multiple clients and dealing with HR and marketing and all the many things that you have to deal with when you own and run a business. People often think that if they go out on their own and they are working as a freelancer, that it's not enough and that they need to grow their business in order to be successful or to be considered like legit, which is ludicrous, because at the end of the day, I think you want to do what makes you the happiest. I think that's so much more important than money. It's so much more important than ego, prestige, all that stuff. I think you really want to live your life to the fullest and be the happiest you possibly can. And if being truly creative is your love and your passion, then staying small is amazing. And just because you grow big doesn't mean that you are getting to do more creative work, and it doesn't mean that you're making any more money. It's really not the definition of success. So I think people need to get that out of their heads. And then on the flip side of things too, sometimes when you're a freelancer, it can be really lonely. So actually working for a company where you get to collaborate with all these amazing other talented people might be way more gratifying and make you way more happy than being a freelancer working on your own all the time. And maybe growing big can be ridden with like headaches and stress and a lot of responsibility that just isn't for you. So to me, if you have a very stressful life with tons of responsibility that you're not enjoying, who cares if you're big, if you're not happy? So that's what I meant by my answer, and I hope that helps. Okay, and last question, which is a question that came through on YouTube. This person, so this is Mariyuri Lopez, who asks, please Karen, I would love to know your star sign. Can you share this with us? My star sign, I'm an Aries. That's my sun sign. Isn't that my sun sign?
I don't know.
Or is it a star sign?
Star
sign.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my star sign is an Aries. Okay, wait, I gotta answer one more. This is from Jocelyn Designs, who says, hi Karen, what is your favorite type of coffee? And tips on managing your business from different aspects, such as an owner's point of view, clients, etc. Okay. My favorite type of coffee would be a Americano with vanilla and a lot of cream. Tips on managing your business from different aspects. Here's a big tip. Do what only you can do in your business and farm the rest out. Because that special thing that you can do is what you need to be doing every single day. Everything else should go to somebody else. Okay, I think that's it for questions. Just a couple things. Don't forget to turn your notifications on so that you guys aren't missing any of my content. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. I'm just headed out to see my best friend Kate, my longest friend. We've known each other since we were in grade 9.
I feel like you should focus on it now.
Can you see who that
I
is?
think it's about working on it. Like you're focusing on your top.
Does that make you smile?